course, we conceived this program for one reason. April happens to be the month of stress awareness, and we have observed over the last couple of weeks how much stress we are about to go through as agents, as an organization. The last few weeks we dealt with tax filing, and we were provided by a number of taxpayers in it. And so we decided to do this so that we can ease stress, we can get the right awareness about stress management. And let's also mention that if May, which starts tomorrow, is also the month for mental awareness. And I think we would have looked at that stress and mental issues at some point before time. So on this note, I'd like to invite our guest for today. We are, of course, behind schedule. So, Professor Folu, it's now your turn to educate us, sensitize us.
Can I control from there? Yes. So that I can manage it. I know. Am I not going to hold the microphone? Good afternoon. The Executive Chairman of the Internal Revenue Service, all the directors present, and all the members of staff. It's my pleasure to be here, and I believe that this session is going to be very interesting and highly rewarding for all of us. And speaking on stress management, building resilience, enhancing well-being, and driving performance. That means anytime you hear stress management, don't think that the management is interested in just training you to manage stress so that you'll be more productive. The first advantage is for you as a person. You are going to be better in your health, you'll be more productive, your life will be better, you'll move forward. You'll be a better person in all your relationships when you manage stress. So at the end of this session, you should be able to understand what stress is. One day, I went to preach in a church. And after ministering on stress management, somebody asked a question. Can we cast out this demon of stress? So that means after 1 hour of the lecture, the person didn't understand what stress is. I hope at the end of today's seminar, you will understand what stress is. Stress is not a demon, you can't cast it out. You can't pray against it alone without making efforts to control it. You should be able to identify common stress factors, then know the mechanism of stress. When you know how it occurs, you know how to manage it. The common symptoms of stress, and then you should be able to learn basic management techniques. So be ready to learn basic management techniques. All of us can manage stress, and we can even help others, especially those who are leaders in one way or the other. It's nice for you to be on top of stress management. You know it, you know what to do, and then you can help your staff or anybody that is subordinate to you to be able to manage stress. Knowledge is power. So what is stress? Anybody, would you like to say something? Even if it means looking at the screen and making a comment. What is stress? Can we make it participatory? Yes, thank you.
From my own perspective, it's a mental sickness that makes you feel weak, upset, you are being...
A mental sickness that makes you feel sick. Any other idea? Yes?
Relieving stress is being worn out.
Being worn out. So, you have ideas and they are nice, but I want you to please add.
Can you see your camera? Can you see how far off? Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
So your camera has to Charlie Roju and sort of right?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand me?
Stress is a non-specific response
So
of
you
the
adjust it
body
that
to
that
any
must be able to
demand
stimulate.
made on it.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
Mr. Yebu, you can also move the table to help him. You can move the table closer to him. Yeah, okay.
Can you restart, please? I'm sorry. Can you restart, please?
Okay. So I'm speaking on stress management, and our goal is that you'll be able to build resilience. You enhance your well-being, and you'll be able to perform better on your job. So like I said earlier, the goal of management is not just for you to learn stress management so that you can be more productive. First and foremost, you get the advantage. You will be better in your health, whether physical or mental health. When you learn stress management, you will be better, your well-being will be better generally, and you will become better in your relationship, and you will drive better performance. So I said that at the end of this seminar, you should understand what stress is. Stress is not a demonic attack. It's not something you would cast out. It's not something you will just pray about and then you do nothing. You sit back. No, you have a lot of roles to play in managing stress. And I gave you an illustration of going to preach in a church, and after the 1 hour seminar, somebody asked me, this demon of stress, how do we deal with it? It's not a demon. You should be able to identify common stress factors, know the mechanism of stress. How does it happen? You just know that you are stressed, but how does it happen? Then the common symptoms, how would you know? What will your body experience that will make you know that you are stressed? And then you will learn basic management techniques. So stress is the non-specific response of the body to any demand made on it. The earlier contributions on what you understand stress to be are not bad, but I need you to know that stress is a factor, and your response to it is going to determine whether that stress becomes stress disease or not. So when a stress factor appears, it doesn't automatically change to stress disease. Your response, what is your belief about that stress factor, and how do you respond to it? That's what will determine how it affects you. So anytime you are tense, whether physiological or psychological tension, and you hold your head like this, I'm stressed, I'm tense, there is a stress factor going on at such a time. It could be physical, it could be chemical. Do you know that if this place is saturated with gas that is irritable, all of us will be stressed, just gas. In fact, dust can stress you. So, me, I don't like dust. I don't like anywhere that is dirty. Sometimes when I'm brushing, before I finish brushing, I'm already cleaning the basin. And my husband would say, finish brushing now, madam, before you start washing, because anything dirty just gets me off track. So you need to know what stresses you and how to deal with it. There are different factors. The response is automatic, is immediate. It's not something you can control when it appears. If a tiger appears in this room, how many of you will be smiling at me? What are you likely to do? Some people will jump out of the window, some will aim at the door. You are not going to premeditate what you will do. That is stress. But over time, if you have learned the right things to do, you've revised them, you've inculcated them, they become part of you, then your response can now be automatic. You know that we all behave based on what we know. We all behave based on our experiences, our background, the things we have read, what we have seen around us. So if you've not seen how stress is managed, maybe when you were growing up, your parents used to shout, anything to today, we just scream, shout. Why did you do that? Go. No matter how nice and how Christian you are, if you don't intentionally control yourself and reorientate yourself, you find yourself behaving like that. So stress comes without you knowing what exactly you are going to do. But if you have learned the right way, and that's why we are here today, so that you learn the right way to manage stress. So there are two components from what I've said. The stressor, the factor, then your reaction. The two must combine to determine what happens to you. Your belief, your response matter. Two of us can face the same deadline. One person feels this is a good challenge. Oh, we are filing, we must finish the filing in 2 weeks. This is a very good challenge. EKRS is leading, Ekiti is doing well. Another person feels, what kind of life is this? Me, I'm a support staff. I'm not meant for all this. The same factor, two reactions. The first person who is optimistic, who feels that this is a good challenge for all of us as a team to move forward, is happy, is better. Other people will notice that reaction and they will commend him, and the person might get a better appraisal at the end of the year. The other person doesn't even know that people are watching her and her bad attitude. She's not happy in the immediate, and at the end of the year, her appraisal is bad. And then she begins to envy the person who has good appraisal, and you can see that it's like a loop. It keeps going on, and the person is sad, and that sadness will affect other things. So we must always aim at good response. Recognize your stressor, manage your response, and live a better life. There are two types of stress. The good one, the bad one. It's like an alarm. When you use your alarm and it rings at 5 a.m. or 5:30, it's a good thing because it alerts you to the next thing to do. Get up, sleep is over, it's time to dress for office. You're happy that you have that reminder. But if that alarm is spoiled and you can't switch it off, you can't do, it keeps ringing while you are dressing up, while you are trying to go to the office, what will happen? Can anybody tell me how you feel?
Frustrated.
You are frustrated. That's the stress. When stress comes, you know that, oh, I'm facing this debt. Oh, our target must be 5 billion. When are you targeting 5 billion? And out of that 5 billion, this is how much has been earmarked for me to bring into the confines of EKRS. How will I meet this target? And then you settle down, you plan, you do all the things you need to do. That target is like a stressor, but it has alarmed you, it has alerted you to the right things to do. But if you hit 5 billion, and the management now says in the next 1 month we want to hit 10 billion, some people will run away and resign. Because this one is no longer an alert, it's now a terrible alarm that is going to make some people to just be frustrated. So bad stress causes upset, sickness, and is harmful when it's excessive. It's beyond control, it's beyond your capacity. We'll be talking about different methods later, and you will learn that apart from controlling stress factors, you must build capacity. You must make yourself to be able to handle more and be resilient. So stress can be good, it's called eustress, or bad, distress. When stress is not controlled and the alarm is not switched off on time, stress hormones are released and they cause sickness. So what are the key stress factors in tax administration? Would you tell me? You are in tax administration, so what are the things stressing you? rules, regulations, there are things you can do, there are things you can't do. You can't collect bribe, or else you spoil the name of the organization and your own name and your future. What are the other rules? Anti-Wura. Rules. Eh? You are not talking. Your seminars are not participating. Or what is the issue? Say something. What are the key stress factors in EKRS? Deadlines.
Unfair treatment from taxpayers. If taxpayers stress you know.
Okay. So we know that there can be stress from taxpayers. Yes. Especially the ones that are hostile. The ones that are non-compliant, they can cause stress. Fear of errors, fear of audit, high public expectations, pressure to meet the revenue targets, financial accountability, all of these, every workload, all of them can cause stress. They are factors. But one thing that is good to know is that there are stress factors in all workplaces. Sometimes when I look at some workplaces, I wish like running away from the medical world. So that's how life is. When you look at your own, Yoruba people say you've never been to another person's farm. You think your father's farm is the biggest. So sometimes when you've not been to other workplaces, you think your workplace is the most stressful. So I want to encourage you, please manage the stressors and reorientate, reframe what you are facing. All your brothers and sisters all over the world are facing similar pressures. Apart from the workplace stress factors, there are other examples of stress factors. Sometimes when I'm stressed and my work is busy, I work from home sometimes, and in fact the day I work from home, I work more. And yet I have other aspects of my life that I'm combining with work. Occasionally I just feel, when should I just retire? I wish I can just retire and do some other things. And then I look around, I look at my payslip, I look at the other things I'm doing. Those other things that I'm wishing I can just retire and be doing, it's not even fetching me 10-20% of what my job is fetching. So if I leave that job, don't you think there will be another stress factor? Yes. If I go to that other thing. So it's very important to know that when we are stressed, it's not only our job that stresses us. There are several other factors that contribute to. So let's not blame the job alone. Major life events can stress you. Let the interlude be over now. Some people face divorce. If you are stressed at such a time, it's not your job alone. That divorce is a key stress factor, or death of a relative. When my dad died last year, those 6 months before the burial were terrible. New baby can be a stressor. It's a joy, but at the same time, stressor. Even promotion can be a stressor because there are expectations. You have to meet up with those expectations. And there are social factors like difficult relationship, loneliness, even difficult relationships at work. You need to learn to manage your subordinates, manage your peers, manage your bosses. The responsibility is on you because you are the one that will want to live a good life. Don't push it to another person. No matter how bad your boss is. Sometimes ago, I had 2 superiors who were bad, really bad. I wanted to run away. And as I was praying, God told me, hang in there. Don't go anywhere else. This is a learning period for you. I learned how to cope with them, how to manage them so much that another person was supposed to be transferred to my unit. And she said, no, that your unit, I can never go there. What those of us that are there? How are we coping? She said, we don't know the anointing that you are using to cope. What she is interpreting as anointing from outside is the ability to manage the boss. So you too can have that anointing today. Now that you know that managing your boss is part of your well-being, and you should learn how to manage your boss. Manage your subordinates. One thing dropped in my spirit as I was preparing for this. I did not just prepare technically, I also prayed. And I pray and I believe that you will learn a lot and your life will be better. Yeah. So what dropped in my spirit is that all these things that we are learning, if you practice them, you will actually be a better human being. In all your relationships, you will be better. And one thing that we should all practice, that specific thing, is to honor everybody. Honor your boss, honor your peers, honor your subordinates. Some of us will say, hey, Mr. This, come and do something. No human being, not even a driver, not a domestic help likes that. Everybody wants to be honored. And you know what happens? When you honor everybody, I have a book here on honor, you can pick it later. You honor everybody, life is smooth for you. You make everybody around you happy, they also make you happy. It doesn't remove anything from you. Oh, good morning, good afternoon. I am smiling, you are happy, you want everybody. It doesn't change the fact that you are the director, no? It doesn't change the fact that you are a doctor, you are a professor. It doesn't remove anything. You are just you. And some people will despise you along the lines, some people will not respect you. But you will be happy and calm. You will be healthier, you will be more productive. Some people who are reasonable and sensible, we appreciate you for it. So, manage your relationship. That's my emphasis. Why? Emotional stressor is the worst of all the stressors. Science says that psychological or emotional stressor is the worst. If you have every workload and you are happy, and you have good relationships with people in your team and everybody is happy, you can climb that mountain of every workload and come out better. But even if your workload is not much, but you are angry at everybody, people don't like you, you feel that this one doesn't like me, and all the relationships are bad, such a person can develop cancer, hypertension, diabetes, name it. All those diseases that you don't want to hear, they can all result from emotional stress. So how does stress occur? The first thing that comes is the target, is the tiger. We don't face physical targets, tiger now, but we face targets. We don't face lion, but we face heavy workload. So when that stressor appears, your brain gets the signal. When your brain gets the signal, the brain now transmits the signal to the rest of the body. And the medulla of the adrenal gland is part of the body. It receives the signal. What does it do thereafter? It begins to send out hormones. The stress hormones are many, but the most common ones are the adrenaline, the noradrenaline, and cortisol. So when these hormones are sent out, they begin to react, they begin to produce, they go into the bloodstream and they produce different kinds of reactions in your body. Part of these reactions will be that your heart rate will increase, blood pressure will increase, people will begin to sweat, blood will be diverted from places that are not needed for emergencies. They will be diverted to the muscles. Blood sugar will be mobilized, go into the blood to produce energy. Why all these reactions? The body is preparing to run, is preparing to flee. That's the flight part, or to fight. That's why we call it flight or fight. Fight or flight response. Everything that is needed to fly or fight or just run is provided by the body at such a time. If you were in the 18th or 17th century, when people faced the tiger, the lion, and they were able to run away from them, there will be little problem because those things will be used up. The sugar will be used up, everything will be used up, and immediately the lion or the tiger disappears, the blood pressure will come down, the blood sugar will come down. But now the tiger is in your brain, the lion is in your mind. Where will you run to? Since it's in your mind, you cannot run away from yourself. That's why
Please unmute.
back pain, all kinds of pain, and you will be taking painkillers. No, you are stressed. The solution is to remove the stress factor or deal with yourself so that you can overcome that stress. It's not to be taking drugs. There can be anxiety, trembling. Have you experienced it before? Sometimes you are walking and your hand just begins to shake. Like you are under stress. Memory loss. Oh, what did I come here to do? Oh, to bring a biro. You are stressed. Rapid heartbeat, or you feel dizzy. Fast breathing, stomach distress, you think you have ulcer, you are stressed. Are you having reflux, gastroesophageal reflux disease, heartburn? You are stressed. Irritability, anger, you're always angry. Why is everybody behaving like this? What's wrong with them? They are not serious in this unit. You are irritable. Indecisiveness. Which one do you want? Anyone, I don't know. Change in eating habits. Some people will eat more, some will eat less. Smoking, crying, yelling. Women cry, and men pace round and round, restless, sleeplessness, difficulty in concentration. Or do you wake up tired? You've tried to sleep for 7 hours, but you are still tired. Decreased productivity. So if you don't manage stress, what happens? Your immune system can become weak. You can become fat and get to the level of obesity, hypertension, heart disease can occur, diabetes, cancer, digestive problems, psychiatric disorders. You can see how serious stress can be. Apart from the health issues, your relationships can deteriorate, spiritual life can deteriorate, and then effect of stress on work. So management should take note of this. If people are stressed and there's no intervention, productivity can reduce, efficiency can reduce, ability to make good decisions, difficult to execute precise control skills. People will be more accident prone. It can disrupt teamwork. The boss and the subordinate are complaining, teamwork is disrupted, and everybody. When you see an organization where there is a lot of resignation, the rate of change is high, most likely they are stressed. So I think we should clap for EKRS. We are doing well. On every ways of handling stress. Now that you know that when you are stressed, you are restless, you forget things, you know what stress is. How do you handle it? Some people will go ahead smoking or taking caffeine. Those are bad methods. because they can numb the stress for a short time, but they will make it worse later. Overeating or undereating, some people will run away and withdraw from everybody. Some will just sit with their phone, laptop, computer. Some may even take sleeping drugs, or some will sleep too much because they know that sleep will help them to burst stress. Sleep is God's stress buster. But sleeping more than 8-9 hours will worsen the situation. Some people, in fact, I'm guilty of this one. Some people will fill up every minute so that they can just finish what they have to do. That's also a bad way of managing stress. You must give yourself breaks. Even if you have a lot to do and you think you are stressed, the solution is not to continue to fill up every minute of the day. So I'm working on it. Are you working on your own? Some other people will procrastinate. I'm stressed, you just dump everything. Those are bad methods. So now let's go to stress management. If you want to use the correct methods, the first thing is to identify the sources of stress in your life. Like I said, it's not only the workload. There are other things in our lives as individuals that can contribute to the stress. So if workload is bringing 20% of your stress, relationship is bringing 40%, there are still some other factors. You have to write them down. Anytime you feel tensed up, whether psychological in your mind or physiological in your body, write down what is happening at that time when you are tensed up. That's a practical way to deal with stress. What stresses you might not stress me. I don't like driving. I don't like doing dishes. And some other people, they can be doing dishes and singing. They can be driving and enjoying it. But I can iron from 8 a.m. till 8 p.m. I don't mind ironing. Some people will say, I don't like washing. Or some people will say, I prefer washing. You must know what you like. Write the things that you don't like, the things that stress you. Write them out. So when you write them out, then you can plan how to deal with them. Make sure you deal with the stressful situation in your life. Don't just wish them away. What are the activities that consume your time? They might not stress you, but do they consume a lot of your time? They are still potential stressors. Because that time you are spending on them is the time you're supposed to spend doing strategic thinking about your job, how you can do your job better. I have a role at work, and the way they used to do it before, it will take hours. I'm like, what kind of... If I continue like this, my life will be stationary. So I have to settle down and think, how can I do this thing better? So what they were was costing people hours before, I can now do it within 1 hour. The remaining 1 hour, I can smile and do whatever I like with my life. So instead of scrolling on your phone, looking at Facebook, IG, if the time you spend on social media takes a lot of time, you think it's pleasure, but if it takes a lot of your time, then reduce that time. The amount of time you have gained from it now, use it to think strategically how you can do your important things better. Do the important things in your life faster. So if the things that take your time do not align with your purpose, cut them down. Focus on what makes you feel calm and in control. You must know yourself. What makes me feel calm and in control is when I have a lot of time to do what I need to do. I can finish before the time. I usually do anyway. But when I know I have a lot of time, it makes me to be calm and in control. And some people, it's fire brigade they like. That's what makes them to perform well. So you have to know yourself and work with your own nature. Stress management requires change. After you have identified what stresses you and how to get more time to manage your life, make sure you change. Some people attend several seminars like this, but they never change. They just listen, write down, and they don't do anything about it. There are 4 major ways of managing stress. 4 major ways. Avoid, alter, adapt, accept. avoid. What are the things that you can avoid? Negative emotions, anger, worry, envy, jealousy, fear. Avoid hatred, guilt. If you've made a mistake, your boss corrects you. Oh, you shouldn't have done this that way. Oh, thank you very much. And then you move on. But if you now sit there and say, somebody talk to me like this. And you are, no. How can somebody, and she's even younger than me? Is it because she's my boss? No. Those kind of attitudes will stress you. You don't need to feel ashamed. If that person is not qualified to correct you, then she shouldn't be your boss. Even if it's one step boss, she has been given the authority and she's qualified to correct you. So there are many things that we grew up with that are not just right. Somebody say, because I was about to do something, somebody now tells you to do that and you are angry. That thing used to get me angry when I was young, and it was a stress factor. So please avoid all negative emotions. Avoid increasing adrenaline. Unnecessary use of adrenaline causes stress. Somebody is saying, what is adrenaline? It's a stress hormone. All of us will use adrenaline for activities generally, but when your activities is intense, it's going to increase adrenaline. For example, the organizer of this event said I will spend 45 minutes, and I begged them that they should increase the time because I don't want to increase my adrenaline. I have the capacity to be rushing. Oh, you have to plan your activity, you have to pay down your date pay, you have to prioritize that, you have to. But after rushing, I increase my adrenaline and injure my heart. How can I help you and injure myself? It doesn't make sense. So make sure anything that makes you to rush, including correcting people. You say, no. Her character is very bad. Somebody needs to tell her, and then you are venting and you are injuring yourself. And unfortunately, people whose character are very bad, they don't send you. So why don't you keep your health? Keep your health. Correct people gently. If they like, they hear. If they like. And let me tell you, do you know what? Most adults will not change. Most adults will not change. So, since most adults will not change, please keep your health. Do you know the solution? Hey, they will not change. And we have to meet up with targets. We have to get the revenue. What do? Go around them. That's why you are the boss. You have to think of their weaknesses, think of their strength, and then you have to harness their strength and manage their weaknesses. Somebody that you know is very forgetful. So if you want to engage that person to do something, then you tell the person, my husband will say, hey, you told him to, sorry, anytime I'm speaking, anywhere in the world, I mention my husband. So forget that my husband is your chairman, that's not the issue. So when I'm stressed and I'm telling him, hey, this is, so how did you deal with it? People should just do their job. No. Next time, tell the person, write down what I have said. What did I say? You said, okay, write it down, number 1. Number 2, that was how you taught me how to manage people. I hope you will also manage your own people. There are different methods. That's just one method. People that are at that level, tell them to write down all the tasks. And please, when you have done each task, tick it and send it to me on WhatsApp. So you have ticked 3. When I get there, I check the 3. Please, can you correct these 3 while you work on the remaining 3? Then you move on to another, to go and check another person. Anything you don't monitor and check is not likely to be done by many Nigerians. Communicate with less emotional tension. Instead of shouting and communicating with high emotional tension and increasing your adrenaline, think of how to go around people. And please learn to say no, not to your task, not to your assignment, what you are supposed to do, but to the unnecessary demands that people would want to put on you. One of my colleagues, because I've had to do some official work this morning, I sent him something to do. He's supposed to do it. I've done my part, and he just sent his signature to me that I should go and put it on the document. I first of all wanted to get angry. I said, you want to go and teach stress management? So anger is not the right approach now. So I sent it back to him. Can you please put your signature on that document because I am not available? Otherwise, I now remember that it's still my boss somehow, even though we are colleagues. So I said, otherwise, I will gladly help you do it after working hours. So if you want to delay the whole organization because you cannot put your signature until after, I have put in all my effort despite the fact that I'm on vacation to do the work. I'm on vacation, but I'm working. So you at work, just to put your signature is difficult. I'll gladly do it for you after working hours. So be nice to people, be ready to do your best, but don't put yourself under stress for other people who are relinquishing their own assignments to you. Did you get it? Yes. Including going for Owambe. People want you to be at their parties. If you don't want to go, be yourself. Why do you spend 6 hours trying to please someone and you don't have 1 hour to rest? It doesn't make any sense. Avoid, you can send money, you can be nice in different ways, but don't kill yourself and refuse to manage stress while you are struggling to please every human being around you. And we do that a lot in this part of the world. Every weekend you have somewhere to attend and you buy a Shelby and you don't have investments enough. Another financial stress. Avoid people who stress you out. Maybe you should not make too much friends. Don't be too close to people that like to do actually 3 times in a year. Avoid multitasking overload. Are you noting the things to avoid? Sometimes, because we grew up learning, you have to learn to multitask, you have to learn to do many things. You can't be narrow-minded. We now overdo it. But when you overdo multitasking, what does it lead to? Stress. It will lead to stress. You are cooking. Your laptop is on the table, and then you are also on phone, and you are telling Junior that your assignment, right? The food may burn, so water may pour on the laptop, and all of that will lead to more. So please be calm. Remember, you can cut time from unnecessary things so that you can do the things you need to do calmly, even if you are having 2 tasks at the same time, but not 4. Alter. The next one is alter. What is the first one? Avoid. The next one is alter. What can you alter? Anything you cannot avoid. Can you avoid your workload? No. So what you can do is to alter it. How can you alter? You may, I've given you one tip and I'll keep mentioning it. Cut down time from unnecessary activities. Cut time away from unnecessary activities. That's one way to alter your situation. Delegate to junior staff. Delegate to domestic help, driver, monitor. Don't be in the school of thought that nobody knows how to do something very well. Some people will say, no, I must wash my clothes by myself. You can't rise to a certain level if you behave like that. You must wash your clothes, you must drive yourself, you must cook for yourself, you must do everything. There will be some levels that you won't be able to get to. So you need to learn to delegate. So when you delegate low things that other people can do, you'll be able to concentrate on things that nobody can do for you. Please express your feelings, but do so wisely. Don't say, I will tell you my mind. I will tell you what is in my mind. I don't like keeping. It's not good to bottle up feelings. But if you try to avoid anger and all those negative emotions, and you are still struggling with a particular feeling, express it. Maybe you tell it to God first, so that God will tell you the positive ways to express it. So that you don't express your feeling and compound the problem. Be willing to compromise, to find solutions that work for everyone. Be more assertive. Stand up for your needs and rights respectfully. Anything that concerns you in life, don't take a back seat. Don't take a back seat. One of the things that I have seen that people take back seats about is money, especially ladies. Hey, my dad will manage it. Hey, my husband will manage it, and you just take a back seat, and at the end of the day, can affect you. Because if you don't manage finances very well, can affect other aspects of your life. Can be a real stressor. Manage your time well. Plan, prioritize, and stay organized. When you are organized, you put everything in the place where they belong. Everything has a place, and everything is put in its place. Your life is well organized. Do you know that searching for things wastes a lot of time? You wake up in the morning and you are wondering, where is the car key? Then you spend 10 minutes looking for the car key. Another 5 minutes looking for your shoe. Then you now start searching for your wig. And you think it's EKRS that is stressing you. No, part of your lifestyle is stressing you. But if your wig has an hanger, your shoe has a shoe rack, and your key has a bowl, and a particular place where it's kept. So it's a matter of, this is the next thing to do. You dress up, you go to the shoe rack, wear your shoe, you are ready to leave, you just pick your car key. You've saved 1 hour of frantically searching for things. Manage your time better. Stay organized. Small changes in how you respond can make a big difference in your peace of mind and overall well-being. What is the next one? Adapt. Any stressor that you can't change, you can't do anything about that stressor, then you need to change yourself. That's a very critical part of stress management. You must change yourself. Changing your expectations and attitude. Like I said, adults can hardly change. If you want to have peace at work, you want to be happy and maintain and manage stress, you need to understand people. Study the people you work with, study the people you live with, and think of how you can adapt yourself to them rather than praying and hoping that they will change. Anything in life that you have no control over, the best approach to manage stress is to adapt to it, including older children. If you have children who are above 18, 20, 21, you've tried your best. You can't change everything about their Adamic nature. The solution might just be to adapt. Change your expectations. You expect that this person will behave like this, like that. That expectation, the definition is only in your mind. Each time you try to express it to that adult, he's not getting the definition, it's in your mind. So if you continue to expect that thing, it might never happen. But please, if it's your boss that have an expectation, it's your boss that has an expectation concerning your job, make sure you understand that expectation. That one is different now. Make sure, because if you don't, you are undermining your own appraisal and promotion. Organize your time and task. Good planning reduces stress. Look for lessons and opportunities in situations. I live with the mind, that is my life. Anytime I face any challenge, I see that challenge as an opportunity. So you can reframe challenges as opportunities. And the truth about life is that if that is your perspective, that's what it will turn to. I give a story often. If you have listened to me speak before, you might have heard that story. When I became a consultant, 2008, how many years ago is that? 18 years ago. I became a consultant public health physician. That's the highest level as a doctor. I thought I'll just get a job immediately, but the job was not forthcoming except I left my family, which I was not ready to do. But I now got a job as a lecturer, and the lecturer salary It's a lot different from working as an hospital consultant. But that's what I got anyway. So I rejoiced in it and kept working at it, doing the necessary things to get promoted. 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, this job was not forthcoming. So what will I do? Instead of feeling sad, being stressed, I had to reframe that situation. So I reframed it that God was giving me an opportunity to do some other things that I would have loved to do in the future, which if I'm a consultant, I won't have opportunity, I won't have the time to do. That was when I started writing. Anyway, from that 2008, I started writing a book while searching for a job before I even got the lecturing job. 2009, 2010, I published the book, and that was how Healthy Diet was published. Please give me a copy of that book. Give me those books. That was how Healthy Diet and Weight Control was published. So when the first book was published, many people liked the book. We sold thousands of copies of the book, and then people approached me and you wrote this book for adults, it's doing well. Why don't you write for children? So we wrote the second one. When I say we, you already know the. So the second one was done. Rich or poor, your child can be malnourished. The book was doing well, and then we said, okay, there are other aspects of healthy lifestyle apart from diet that people need to learn from. So I settled down, and all the periods, hours that other people are spending on the other job, I would tell myself, Folu, in the future, when they are showing their millions for having this job that has more money, what are you going to show? So I would write another book. And that was how I wrote this book. We wrote this book. Stress less, enjoy better health. You can see that the book is a lot bigger than the first one. It took me hours and months of research to arrive at this. And then to God be the glory. Anytime I present or people see my books, they will say, look, this thing is not just because you are a doctor. The way you write and the way you speak, you simplify science in a way that an average person can actually understand what you are saying and they can practice it. So all of these have come because I reframed my problem of not getting hospital job. And I saw another door open when that door of hospital job was closed. So you need your situation, whatever that situation, whether it is workplace stressor or family stressor or any personal stressor, it's like a door is closed and you are tensed. Look very well. There's another door that is open. Thank God that 3 years ago, that door now opened. I got the hospital job and I have 14 books and I'm still writing. Look at the big picture. Take perspective of the stressful situation. That situation will pass. Adjust your standards. Set reasonable standards for yourself and other people. You might have standards for other people and they may not bow to your standards. So you will need to adjust so that you can have peace. The most important thing will be the result, not your method, not your standards. So learn to adjust. And the final one is what? Accept. So there are some things you cannot even alter, you cannot adapt to. Can you give me an example of stressors that you need to accept? Number one. Pardon me?
Death.
Okay, if a loved one has died, there's nothing to do about it. Don't stay there and say you must wake up if you've not gotten the anointing to wake to death. But the one that is alive, that is with us, that we live with every day is your spouse. Accept your spouse. Live with the reality. Accept your boss. Accept your boss. Accept your colleagues. Accept your team members. Accept the people around you. There's nothing you can do. You can't change them. Share your feelings with a trusted friend, but please make sure you are not nasty. Otherwise, it will compound everything. Learn to forgive. Now, when we talk about this adapt and accept, it sounds very simple. My time is almost up, so please cooperate. Reduce the interlude now. There are many things. Some of us talk about the practical things now. Are you still with me?
Yes, sir.
Practically, how do you accept, adapt? How do you deal with yourself? Some people are negative. They grew up like that, and they may not even know. Anytime you feel stressed, ask yourself, what am I thinking about? That's practical. How am I thinking? This thought, is it positive or negative? I mean, if you are sincere, you will know now that this thought is negative. Anytime you catch yourself thinking negative thoughts, drop it. Think and speak positively. When you think and speak positively, then you will speak positively. I'm not saying the situation is positive. Many of us will think that, I'm very expressive. This situation is negative. Let's call a spade a spade. Let's say, no, you are not managing stress. The situation is negative, but you can reframe it. You can be positive in it. Be happy. Smile. And what is there to laugh about? This Nigeria. What? No. Nigeria may not be happy, but you can be happy. Have an attitude of thanksgiving, not complaining. I'm not just talking about workplace, even in your home. Oh, they're taking light again. If you even say that statement, if you didn't utter that statement, you'll be a better person. You'll be a better person. By uttering that statement, you are increasing stress hormones in your body. Mind what you listen to. Do you have friends that gossip? They are stressing you, even though you are not aware. Listening to bad music, avoid bad. These are practical things. Spend more time with people that are lovely. Some of you you smile and you are lovely. That's why I like to be your friend. Make people around you happy. When you make people around you happy, you are doing yourself a favor. Yeah. Because they are the ones that will smile back at you. Something happened in my place of work. When my dad died, during the burial, I now noticed that this might be aired publicly somewhat, so let me not give the details. But I noticed that the amount that I gave people in the past was the exact amount they gave me for burial. Some of them like 10 years ago, or 8 years ago, or 5 years. What I'm driving at is that whatever you do comes back. So it's not money now. People that you smile at, they'll be willing to assist you. People that you help, maybe you help them to just do little things that you didn't even think was a big deal. Tomorrow they'll be the one to help you on your job to make life easier for you. So be nice to people. Invest in people's lives. Bear with people. Stop complaining. And I want to specifically speak about low-level staff. People who are working with you, who are low-level staff. You need an understanding of low-level staff to live a good and stressless life. Their level of intelligence, brilliance, whatever, is not at your own level. So don't shout at them. Why did you place that in there? Can't you think? No, don't talk like that. They can't think. If they can think, they'll be in your position. So anytime I'm tempted to say, why did you do that? Can't you think? I'll tell my Folu, you are the one not thinking, no. Because if you are thinking, you should have known that you can't think. Did you get that? All of us in a workplace will be less stressed if we know everybody's level and we try to treat them at that level instead of complaining. They are doing their best. That's the best they can achieve with their brain. Use relaxation techniques. Apart from all that we have said, you now have to intentionally set time aside to relax. Somebody says, when am I going to set the time aside? It's only you, maybe on Sunday or Saturday evening. I don't know if you come to work like the chairman. I know he comes to work on Saturday. No. Some people come. Okay. So if you come, please close early. I'm pleading with all of you now. If you come on Saturday, close on time on Saturday. And close on time so that you can have some time to relax. But even if you're at work, you know you can still relax. Even right there in this office, everybody, can you please breathe in? In. Then breathe out through your mouth gradually. How do you feel? You feel relaxed. Do you need to go home to do that? No, you don't need to go home. So right there on your desk, you can still relax. You can, when you go to the loo to ease yourself, you can breathe in, out. Don't stay too long there. You can meditate. You know, as Christian, people that are Christian, we say meditate on the word of God, pray. Do you know that it's a form of stress management technique? When you stay on one matter and you think about it, think on it, is a form of meditation and is a stress management technique. For science says that prayer is a form of stress management technique. Then progressive relaxation. Please stretch your hands and hit the walls. Hit the walls. Don't hit your friend. Look for a space to try and hit the wall. Stand up, please. Spread out. So you stretch your hands as if you want to hit the wall. Stretch very well. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Then relax it gradually. Stretch your neck and let your head hit the ceiling. Stretch, stretch. I didn't say throw your neck backward. Up. Then bring it down gradually. You may please sit down. When you get home, try to do the same thing you did with your hands, with your legs. The same way you stretch your neck, you try to stretch your shoulder as if you want to hit the ceiling with your shoulder. So what you're doing at that time is that you are tensing that muscle, the muscle in that area. You make it to become tensed and then gradually you reduce it. So that's called progressive. Like you do it from your head, neck, shoulder, all parts of your body till you reach the legs. That's what is called progressive relaxation. Remember that you can do that anywhere, even in your office. So your not going home is not an excuse. Short mental breaks during work, very practical. You are on your desk, you are working, you just take a short break and you go to the next person. Hi, how are you doing? Just to say hello, you go back to your seat. Short breaks. Set aside relaxation time, including rest and relaxation. Please have one day of the week. I don't know when that one day will be. It can be Sunday, but let there be one day of the week that your mind is off work and you are just relaxing. And then at least 2 to 4 weeks annually. I believe you have annual leave. So spend that annual leave to rest so that your body and your mind can return to the non-aroused state. Take time to eat and play. Some of us are very guilty of this. We are learning, and I hope you will learn too. Maybe you have grown up in a way that you were always very busy, always aspiring high, write professional exams. You just eat in a hurry and you are used to it. You need to relearn. Eating is supposed to be a form of pleasure. That time of eating should be a relaxed time. And that's why science says you should take like 20 minutes to eat. It takes about at least 20 minutes for your brain to even sense that you are full. So eat. Can you see how this lady is smiling while she's eating? But she's not eating rubbish. She's eating healthy. So relax and eat gradually. Connect with others. Take time to play. Even though you are busy, do something you enjoy every day. Sing, play music, read a novel, and keep your sense of humor. Even if some people make jest of you, instead of getting angry, just laugh at yourself too and move on with life. During stressful periods, cut down other activities. I remember a few weeks ago you were very busy with filing. That was not the time to be doing several other things at the same time. So when you are busy like that, you concentrate, and after the stressful period, you give yourself some break to just relax and let your body return to the normal non-aroused state. More practical ways: go for a walk. You can walk for at least 30 minutes and just admire nature. Make sure it's outside. Sweat out tension with a good workout. You don't have to go to the gym. Walking briskly can do the same thing. Write in your journal. If you love reading like me, anytime I have the opportunity to sit down and read, I'm happy. So if you are like that, read. Or if you like to watch comedy, watch the one that will not make you sleep late, because you should sleep before 10. Manage. You can get a massage, and if you have the opportunity on weekends to take a nap, that would be very good. Imagery is good. That's just imagine a good scene that you have enjoyed before. Even though you are here, you are thinking of the last time you traveled out and you were in one park in UK, and the way you felt that day just comes back and you are very happy. That's what is called imagery. Then strengthening your physical health is still a part. The interlude is over. When you strengthen your physical health, that's still a part of adapting, because what you are doing is that you are enlarging your capacity to cope with with stress and be resilient. So eat healthy. I know that I've spoken to you before on eating healthy, and if you don't have this book, the book is available at discounted rates because it's the KRS.
Thank you.
Start your day with healthy breakfast, not processed bread that is made of white flour. Thank you. Avoid eating away from home, because when you do so, you are likely to consume excess sugar, excess fat, and salt. Reduce levels of sugar, salt, spices, and caffeine. Control your weight. These are all methods of healthy lifestyle. Adequate sleep and rest, 7 to 8 hours.
7 to 8 hours?
Yes. Sleep early. Go to bed on time. You think you are busy, and that you think you are busy, and when you sleep late you achieve more, but it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. So when you sleep on time and you wake up, you are fresh. You can do a lot within a short time when you are fresh than you are dozing. And the hours of sleep between 10 and 12 is more refreshing than other hours after 12. I hope you are aware. Yes. So sleeping on time actually helps you to be better. I am trying to restrain myself to keep to the time. Organization level intervention. So apart from the personal efforts that individuals would make to improve their lives and manage stress, the organization should also help make the work environment to be reasonable, ensure that the workload is well distributed, and their functional systems and tools create a supportive supervisory structure. A supervisor is not supposed to be a tyrant. A supervisor is coming, you shouldn't be afraid. When a supervisor is coming, you're supposed to be happy that, oh, you can have opportunity to ask questions to do your job better. So if you're a supervisor, you're a team leader, just see yourself like a father or a mother that wants to put people through so that they can do their jobs well, and not a boss. Don't be bossy. Of course, you maintain your stand and you are assertive, but that will be better for everybody. The environment should be friendly. Staff welfare, like what we are doing today, is part of staff welfare, and we should appreciate management for that. There should be There should be access to counseling services. So this is a stress management workshop, which is very good. Flexible work schedules where possible. And then training, and I know you do a lot of training and capacity building. So that's already been done. So the leaders should please be models, lead by example. You may not know how these little things can help people to manage stress. When they see you as a good leader, they're following your footsteps. But if a leader is doing the wrong thing and is expecting the subordinate to do the right thing, it can be very stressful. Recognize and reward effort as leaders. Maintain open communication channels. Let people working with you be able to communicate with you openly. Respond promptly to staff concerns, and let there be periods where you don't interrupt people. This is how I raised my children, and this is how I lead anywhere I lead. I allow people to do what they need to do, and then instead of you are calling people, you just call people anyhow, or you interrupt them. People don't like to be interrupted. So it's very good that during working hours there are periods of focus, and then maybe a few minutes before closing hours you can now ask, I worked in a certain place that the boss will not come until around 12, and all of us will just do, we won't know what to do. And then by the time you come, oh, can you please do this? Can you do this? And everywhere is scattered, and the way his own brain is scattered, it was that thing. It was very, very difficult for me. Let things be organized. What your subordinate will do the following day, let it be clear by today. So that as they are resuming, they are not waiting for you. They already know that this is my task for tomorrow, and then they focus. They bring that file, I have to do this, and then everybody, those kind of things waste a lot of time. Promote team bonding activities. Natural and medical, this is the final one. Natural and medical treatment. Some people, when they are stressed, they think that the best thing is just to quickly go to the hospital. Yeah, we prescribe some treatments as doctors, but the most important approach, the best, is prevention. So hydrotherapy is a form of natural treatment. Just bathing in lukewarm water can help you relieve stress. And if you can alternate lukewarm water and cold water, that would even be better. Exactly. You pour hot water or warm water. After some minutes, you pour cold water. You pour warm water again. No. So at the end of the day, it's like that stretching thing. After all the stretching, you now pour cold water and your body relaxes. Yeah, we've talked a lot about behavioral therapy today. So sometimes you may need a therapist. You may need someone to assist you to actually reframe your situation, reframe how you are thinking, and that's behavioral therapy. We've talked about meditation, calms the mind and promotes inner peace. It's natural treatment. So like we use those things as forms of prevention or management. It can also be treatment. You're already stressed. We know that you are going through a stressful situation now. Then you now begin to practice these things that we're talking about. I practice these things a lot. When I came to Ado a few days ago, I was stressed, but I'm better now. Classical, there are many reasons why I'm better. I'm sure you know part of it. Classical music. Classical music can help. Nature can help. Just going into, maybe you walk around this government house, for example, the government house, because of the plants, the beautiful scenery, nature, it can actually help you to be. That's one of the things I've been doing since I came on Sunday. Every morning I go out, walk around, and if you have the opportunity anytime, early morning sun, walking in early morning sun is very important. Yeah, so this brings us to the end of this presentation, and I want to conclude by saying that stress is real. Most people in the working age group are stressed. You are not the only one who is stressed, but there is solution. There are solutions. We mentioned a lot. A combination of personal discipline and institutional support are very important to be able to maintain a healthy and productive workforce. So if we achieve wellness, it will lead to better health, better performance, and better relations with taxpayers. So what are the 4 major methods? Chorus then, please. Accept. Okay, and that adaptation will explore it to include positive thinking, positive attitude, positive speaking, and then managing health, healthy lifestyle. They are all parts of the adaptation. Please eat the right kind of food. I think I've delivered seminars 2 or 3 times on healthy diet. Please don't take those things as nice songs sung by Folu Olatona. Take them as something to do every day. Stop eating junks. Stop drinking carbonated soft drinks. Stop taking sugar. Stop all those things and let your life, let your body be clean. Target 7 to 8 hours of sleep. All of this will help you to manage stress. Thank you and God bless you.
Please, a round of applause once again. Quite an educative session. And for me, the most important part is for us to identify what stress or stress is. I think it's quite instructive that we had this session at this point in time. Let's have some questions for our lecturer before we call it a wrap. And for those on the virtual session, they can send their questions to the chat box. We'll take them as we go on. Questions from the hall.
All right. First, let me start with a big thank you for that beautiful presentation. I think it touched a lot about my life. But the question I want to ask is basically on anger. I've seen many people that will say if they express their anger to the fullest, that is when they feel better. And you said anger is part of what increases your adrenaline. Thank you so much. So I'm now begin to wonder if anger increases your adrenaline, then what makes it for them to cool down after they express their anger? That's my question.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for the beautiful presentation. For me, I've seen myself very clearly in the whole picture, and I think I have a lot of areas to adjust on. But my first question is, because I know that you also teach on family matters, for some of us, some stress are coming from the home. For me, I believe that children are the heritage of the world, but some of us are training toddlers right now. And it looks like I'm always confused between, do I keep quiet? Do I shout? Because I don't want her to grow up spoiled. At the same time, I want her to be able to know, because it looks like they say 13 is teenager, but starting from 4 years now. So I want to know how best to manage our toddlers. That's maybe between 3, whereby they are still choosing their left from their right. Then I think my other question, you answered it, but I want more clarity on it. In terms of when you have a team member, so now you have explained the behavioral parts in us understanding that we need to accept our team members, adjust and adapt in terms of behavior. But now in terms of deliverables, that is of the job. Does a boss need to, as a boss, for someone that is a line manager, do I accept, in terms of deliverables now, do I accept in areas whereby I've tried to maybe adjust and look at the person's strength and weakness? but looks like maybe the behavioral lifestyle is not also helping the person to adjust. Do I accept or do I escalate to HR? Maybe they can find the right fit for the person. And I want to conclude by thanking you so much, ma, for generally even for our chairman. Sometimes some of us know that when it's traveling, we can misbehave before it comes back on Monday.
Any other question?
Sorry, there's a question online. Somebody says one of the key factors of stress is the fear of the easy.
Thank you, Prof, for the section, for the well-defined section. So my question is, at what point or what level you get trained that you think you need a professional intervention to see a doctor or a therapist?
Do we have any other question? Okay.
So the first one is on anger. When you express your anger, the adrenaline rush is like taking caffeine or what's the other? Cocaine. You know, people that take cocaine, it gives them a high. They feel good. It has good feeling. So when you vent your anger like that, you express it, it makes you feel good. And something inside you tells you that that person deserves it. The person deserves it. So you feel like you've given it, the person deserves it, so you've given it to him, and that equalizes the issue. But unfortunately, people have researched into this and they found out that as you are allowing the adrenaline to go, the adrenaline is destroying your body, is affecting the organs in your body if you continue to do that and it's sustained. So it makes your blood pressure to go up. And that blood pressure, if you continue like that and it's sustained, that's hypertension. It has no cure. No cure. So you have to ask yourself whether you want hypertension and be taking drugs, which can lead to all kinds of health problems later, or you prefer to calm down and think about how to communicate your displeasure to that person. What you want is that person to do the right thing later, or maybe you even want apology. Unfortunately, people have also found out that when you shout, the person doesn't hear you. People that you are shouting at, they don't hear you. They can hear in quotes that you are shouting, but the content of what you are saying, they are not getting it. They can't get it. You are more effective when you speak gently, and I'm sure that you have noticed this several times. When you shout at people, they are angry, they can walk away. But when they have done something wrong and they expect you to treat them badly, to shout, and you smile and say, "What? This thing you did, is it okay?" I'm sorry. Oga, I'm sorry. Madam, I'm sorry. Have you experienced such a thing? But when you shout and you insult them and say, "Hey, what is this, sir? Are you feeding me?" And some people will really, really get angry, and the whole matter is just escalated and spoiled. So it's better not to vent your anger. You can express, I was really, really sad at what you did. Say it like that. You don't say you made me angry. You are pushing the responsibility to the other. It's you that is sad now. The person can behave like that to another person. The person can behave, maybe the person has been behaving like that to his wife at home, and the wife has no right to be sad. But you are not happy. So you are the one that is not happy. Just tell the person, I am not happy about. The thing about all these things we're learning is that it affects every aspect of life. If you learn it well now, you can apply it to husband, to wife, to neighbor, to siblings, to everything you can apply it. So, stress from home. You have toddlers, you have to raise them well. You have to ensure that they are behaving well. But shouting does not necessarily do the job. So what most of us don't do is that we don't do that preemptive parenting, wherein you have indoctrinated the children on the right thing to do before they even get to the time to do it. So when you now expect what you have not taught, you set yourself up for stress. For a toddler, what do you expect a toddler to do? To pick his toys, to sit down, settle down and eat his food? What are your expectations?
I think some of my expectations.
Are you the one that asked questions?
Yes.
Okay.
Some of my expectations in my case is by now I feel that when you come back from school, you remove your school uniform, you put your shoes where you should be.
Okay, thank you. You're giving me enough. Don't laugh, are you a woman? Okay, so what this is it. When that child is 2, on day 1, that he came from school, as he's coming from school, you will not collect the shoe or collect the bag. That's the mistake most of us make. As he's coming, you now say, what's his name? Folu, put your shoe there. That is the place for shoe. Anytime you come, this is the place for shoe. Folu, bring your bag. This is the bag wardrobe. Anytime you come, this is where you put your bag. And you are there. You are not doing it. Folu, sit down. Eat your food. When you finish eating, it's time for your. So you are there monitoring, and you ensure that that child is doing it. And then the one that the child doesn't know how to, you teach the child. You teach the child how to. Mommy, I don't want. No, that is the right thing to do. Pick your toys. You stand there until yes. So it will cost you time initially. A lot of time, and that's why you should have few children that you know you are ready to take care of, because it will cost you time. You sit there until that child does it. But if a child is growing up, you've never taught the child how to make amala, then you are just shouting, how can you be a 14-year-old girl and you don't know how to make amala? The girl will just be looking at you. Who told you I want to eat amala? Is it not your house? But if you come, let's go to the kitchen. And it's okay, put water. When you want to make amala, you make sure the water is not much, the powder will be much, make sure there's no lump in the powder. As detailed as that, that's how to raise children. Then you make sure there's water on this side, then you'll be pouring it gradually and stirring it on it. It's very thick. Then you pour water and let it steam for 5 to 10. Don't just say you pour water and cook it. You can cook it for 1 hour. Let it steam for 5 to 10. So you yourself must know the detailed procedure of what you want a child to imbibe, and then you teach that child. Many people in this part of the world, we don't teach. We expect, then we start shouting. Thank you. A team member who is not performing well should be told that he or she is not performing. This is not a club. This is a workplace where there are deliveries and there are targets. So if somebody is not meeting his target, we are not here for friendship or club or association. Whether I'm younger or older is not the issue. This is your target. These are your duties. If you are not doing your duties, escalate. If you warn the staff once, twice, you are allowed to issue query. Make sure you yourself, you do all the things you need to do. Because if you don't issue query, there is no record of your warning. Then one day, not say, she's been behaving like that. Hey, that's how she is. Or at the end of the session, you now give bad appraisal. They say it's bad belly. But as you are warning, you are documenting it. Please, can you respond to this warning? You file it. You put another warning. Because if you don't make the staff, the team member to do the right thing, your own appraisal will be affected. So we are not here to do brothers and sisters. We are here to work, and everybody must do his work. If the staff member does not respond, then you escalate to HR. It is right to escalate to HR, and it is right for every boss to do his work. So human relations or stress management does not condone people being lackadaisical or sloppy on their jobs. The person who feels that the fear of EC is a key stress factor is not wrong. If you fear your boss, it's not wrong. But what kind of fear? That's the issue. If the fear is the dread and terrible dread of EC, then that person does not know. The person does not know the EC, and the person needs to know the EC. Because if you are working with a boss and you don't know that boss, I mean, you are not on top of your job. You should know the boss. You should know this particular EC does not need a dread. It just needs moderate honor and respect that every EC needs to do your work correctly. That's my own perspective. Maybe another person can respond. But any boss anywhere should have a level of respect that is necessary for people to do their jobs very well. I mean, it will not make sense if you are doing the wrong thing and EC is coming and you continue with the wrong thing. And that means the EC himself is not doing his job. At what point does someone need a therapist? If you've been trying to manage stress, you've applied all the things that we've discussed to prevent the stress from becoming a stress disease, avoid, alter, accept, adapt, and then you've also tried healthy lifestyle, done exercise, eat fruits, vegetables, sleep for 6, 7, 8 hours. You've done everything and you still feel overwhelmed and tensed up, then go to the hospital. Go to the hospital. Tell them, if you go to a health center where you are not meeting a doctor, and it shouldn't happen to me because you even have HMO. So go to a real hospital and tell them you want to speak with the doctor. And tell the doctor you think you need the attention of a therapist. Sometimes you need to tell doctors what you need. Don't feel that the doctor may feel slighted as he's not on top of his job. Let him feel slighted. So make sure you get the best as long as you are polite. You shouldn't feel slighted. Now, you are feeling this way, you tried all you think you need a support. The support of a therapist. So that doctor can quickly go straight to the core of the matter and not waste your time. And then refer you to therapy. So we need to reframe our perspective of seeing a therapist. Some people feel it's a taboo or it's something that is terrible if you need. No, it's not a bad thing, because by just talking with you and helping you to reframe your situation, the therapist can solve a lot of problems. It doesn't mean that it's already a psychiatric problem. It can just mean a few pieces of advice here and there that would help you to help the person to shape up. In the absence of any other concern.
There are 2 questions.
Okay.
So, how well do we maintain balance in key areas like sleeping, nutrition, physical activity, social connections, relaxation when stress increases?
I suppose this person is trying to ask, how can we get the balance within the time available, since there are many things to be done, to do our work well, to be on top of the work, and at the same time have time to eat right, to do exercise, and still sleep for 8 hours. Let me give myself as an example. I do a lot, but I am not in a hurry. I try not to, I'm not in a hurry about anything about life. So I compartmentalize some things and take them step by step. On waking up in the morning, the first thing is God. I try to have good time with God. And that period that you are having with your God, it will help you to know how to navigate the day. So it's during that period that God will tell you, you don't need to do this, cancel this one, you don't need to do that. While you are meditating on the word of God, while you are praying, God will be telling you, do this. In fact, you can get inspiration on your job, on how to do it faster while you are in the presence of God. So it's one of my own secrets, and I believe it's one of the secrets of the chairman. When you are in the presence of God, God is telling you that thing that usually takes you 5 hours. Why don't you use this approach, use that approach, and then you find out that it's now taking you 5 minutes. So that's one. So when I'm through, depending on the situation I am and the state of in life, either 1 or 2 hours. The next thing now is work. If I need to get to work early, but if I don't have to get to work early, I can still afford a few minutes of exercise. Then that morning is the best time to do the exercise, no matter how short. Even if all you can get in the morning is 10 minutes, or you think, oh, I can't go out, there's no opportunity to go out, you can jog on the spot. You can do boxing on the spot. You can skip. There was a time my husband, all he could do was to skip. There was no Okeayoba in those days. And then he was always skipping. But me, I'm not good with skipping. So if you are not good with that, you can buy a bicycle, a go meter, and keep it somewhere that you have access to it. And then you can ride the bicycle. Let me tell you, if all you can do is 10 minutes, it can improve your life by years. 10 minutes every day. Do that 10 minutes. Exercise, tick, at least 1/3. Then you go get to work early. While some other people are still trying to settle down and you have to work early, you think about your work, how you can do it better, do your work. During the day, you have a few minutes to get up and move around. It's counting as part of your exercise. You go downstairs, you come back upstairs, it's still counting. A few minutes here and there, you stretch, it's counting. Doesn't mean that this is work. It's work alone. No. While you are coming to work, bring healthy food. How you will cook it, honestly, I don't know. But you can work it out depending on your situation. So all I could do today now, in my situation, is to make oats. Oats shouldn't take you 10 minutes. You've already, in the evening, you set the oats. Oats is very healthy. Or pap. You set it in the evening, the amount you need. You put water. Yesterday night, I already put water in the pot. Targeting 12 o'clock, oh, I had already set the water in the pot because all my things were already well outlined. So on getting to the kitchen, switch on the light or gas, whatever. You make the oats, warm and that's okay for breakfast and lunch. You can plan one meal to be 2 meals, so that you are not forced to buy or eat bread or eat something. Some of us think that eating healthy takes a lot of time. How many minutes does it take to boil potato? 25. This same morning I boil potato. I make oats, I warm and of course I warm the soup for the potato. So if you are determined, just make sure you are keeping only healthy things in your house. So that's my lifestyle. If what you want to eat is potato, then eat fruits before the potato or take smoothie. So you can tick healthy diet as part of the concern of that person. You've achieved that one, healthy diet. Exercise, you can tick it. Workload, you can tick it. Then when you close on your way home, if the taxi is supposed to alight in front of your house, you can take the one that will alight 5 minutes and walk home to complete your exercise. At least when you are walking home, you are not afraid of sweating and smelling. So you can even do 20 minutes, then you remove the dress. Exercise is complete for the day. Then you prepare healthy dinner. you have already cooked vegetable during the weekend and you warm vegetable, or you want to eat ofada rice, you buy the one that doesn't have stone. That's healthy. And then you target, maybe you want to listen to news, just make sure that by 9:30 you are settling down to sleep so that you can get 8 hours. Have I covered everything in person? Almost. So during weekend, connect with friends. While you are taking a walk, call some nice friends who are good people that can make you happy. So you are connecting. That's relationship. On weekend, you can also connect more. In church on Sunday, or if you are a Muslim, in your mosque on Friday, connect with good people that can make your life richer. So it doesn't mean that everything will be compartmentalized. You can do some together. When your children are young, you will limit the kind of things you are doing outside. So when my children were young, that's when I was busy writing, and I was always in the house to ensure that I paid attention to them. But now they don't even have my time. All right.
2 more questions.
2 more questions.
Yes.
Maybe the EC will answer one.
Yes.
How does someone differentiate between normal stress and chronic stress or anxiety disorder? The other one is how do
Let's
I-
answer that one first. Normal stress, you are tensed up. At the end of the day, everything dies down. You are relaxed and you are happy. Chronic stress, if in 1 week you're always shouting at everybody, you are irritable, you are just not happy, husband problem, wife problem, children at work, and it lasts for 2 weeks, that's chronic. So if you see some people and that's their perpetual character, they are under chronic stress. And then anxiety disorder will be that. If somebody is like that and goes to the hospital, the person will now be diagnosed. It might not even be anxiety disorder. There are many kinds of mental disorders. And I think more than 30% of Nigerians have mental disorders. So that means that we are all seated here today. It's possible that somebody or some people have. So if you notice that you are always unhappy, always stressed, unsettled, tensed up, pay a visit to the doctor and just ask. But you cannot make the diagnosis by yourself. A doctor will have to make it. The last question now.
How do financial pressures, family matter, or work demands affect your stress consequently?
Can you see that the EC can answer that one?
How do financial pressures, family matter, or work demands affect your stress consequently Nigeria factors?
Okay, I want to really thank you all for this session. If those things will not affect us, we wouldn't have had some session on financial freedom. We wouldn't have had some sessions on some other kind of challenges that one can confront. But the whole idea of even having something, I honestly, this wasn't my idea. I think it's the communication team that we're talking about. That is stress, something, month or so. They were saying something and they said they wanted to do it. By coincidence, she's around. I said, okay, let her do it for us. There are lots of pressure, and those pressure had always been from the beginning. For example, we say, oh, it is Jagaban, it is this, it is that. The Bible records that in the days of Abraham, there was famine. But Abraham was able to go. In the day of Isaac, was there no famine?
There was.
In the day of Jacob, was there no famine?
There was.
These things, problem, wahala no dey finish. It's cyclical. It is how you now react to those wahala. The way you respond to them, that's now what determines what comes to you or what becomes of you. And basic understanding of some of these things are what we just need. I know some people want to throw stones at me.
Yes.
I know, and I'm ready for you. The truth is this, I want to strike this one. Don't compare yourself with others. Each person has his own grace. Each person has his own stamina. And those of us that have worked for longer years, we have learned how to adjust and how to cope with some things that those of you that are just up for me may not know how to cope with. If I get home, there is no baby to say, Daddy, what did you bring? So if you are now comparing yourself with me, in some areas you could be missing it. Just know yourself, know your ability, and if you want to exceed it, let it be rules or which one is the other one? The one that says you stress. You
Useless.
so whatever it's called. Okay, I live long abroad. Yes, thank you. Now, know what you have ability to cope with. And when you now realize that the problem is becoming more than what you can cope with, then follow the elders over. The elder said, tí ẹrù bá kọ orí, tó bá kọ èjìká, no price for this o. Tó bá kọ orí, tó bá kọ èjìká, ó ní nìkan tá à ń gbé sí. Ibo la bá gbé sí ẹ̀nà? Ibo la bá gbé sí? If the load is too heavy for your head, too heavy for your shoulder, you have to put it somewhere. That place you put it is on the ground. Push it down, throw it away. But when you want to carry the body, and in Africa in particular, you have the extended family wahala, you have the town wahala, and those of us that are also occupy one political position or the other, we also have our own demands. Somebody sent a message to me, I want to start farming, send money to me. And I will say, I want to roof my house, send money to me. And I will say, okay, somebody has helped me with POP, can you help me with window? All manner of demands here and there that put people under unnecessary pressure. There are some that you would respond to. Those ones that are medical in particular, or somebody says, are not eating food for the last 1 day or 2 days. Those ones are understandable. Or you want to build the house, and you expect me to now be the one that will build the house for you. For where? I know, don't I also want to build the house? I also want to build. Somebody says, somebody called me, member of the church, said, Daddy, I know God has using you. So the thing now is that I've been having this knot that I should travel abroad for study. So if you can sponsor me, you don't very long. And when the Bible says ask and it shall be given, which is a very good thing. For example, even what you have not asked for, I am giving you. Are we together? For example, if she tells you a price for what she charges for this kind of presentation, it will be so much. And I said, I'm sorry, I will have to be the one that will sponsor it. Because I don't want anything like conflict of her. If he wants the wife so as to make money, I said, don't worry. I will be, let it be on me. You have not asked, I have given. Now, in the same sense, sometimes that gift, it's not, the Bible doesn't say, ask. And I mean, it didn't say anybody that asks you for money, give me money. It said anybody that asks, give. It could be prayer, it could be counseling, it could be advice, it could be guidance. So, so now your question, thank you, Prof, for well delivered. Thank you. Your question to me, I know some of you being chairman. The people that are afraid that the fear of the chairman don't carry fire for him. After all, I know some things. Buddha can bear me witness. Why you the cockroach when one woman was shaking? When the ETK, here you don't shake you. Some of you will even do high five for me. Which is okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, yes.
We would just like you to say something on someone that said the
Fear of EC. What can you say about this?
No, the thing is this, it just depends. The truth is this. Some people when they see Mr. Governor, they want to run on the ground. And my own attitude is this. If I have not committed any crime, I have not done anything wrong, I have done my work well. Why should I now fear the governor and the governor comes and I want to enter the war? Are we together? Of course, there is a place for reference because he is the number one Ekiti man. But that should now not make me to now have high blood pressure because government is coming, government is coming, government is coming. And even the government that we have now does not even want that kind of high service. I'm also not interested in high service. And I don't want that fear that you can't express yourself to me. And I know the head of communication, at the time we even had some bankers on this. He said, okay, I'm not comfortable that you will be saying your colleague, just have your time, not your. I said, as far as I'm concerned, you are my colleague, and that's the way I feel about it. Because we are working together. The whole idea is to make you relax, feel free, and through that, that's what is helping us a lot in this organization. Look at that man from the. Look at this one now. He may be the one that broke that fence. He's the one. It's a show to fear. I know you always have that. For example, he will come and say, easy, I don't agree with you. And he will lay down his points. Have I used that one to victimize you? He will even agree to victimize you. This way too. Meanwhile, it's only half a word or in the talk. There are 3 words in document. He has only half a word. But he will do other one. And I enjoy throwing banter. Sometimes we go on that for 15, 20 minutes. It doesn't mean anything to me. It's part of life that let him be free with it. So I don't expect anybody to be, if you have done what is right. The one part that she said is that your boss sometimes shouts. I don't know exactly. But sometimes the boss can just shout. Sometimes you don't even know why. If, for example, I realize that, hey, you are taking a step, I know it's dangerous to you, dangerous to the organization. That's why I tend to now say, there are times to just say, hey. And there are times also that shouting can damage everything. A child is moving near a precipice where he or she may fall. And you shout, out of that shout, or you blast on, he may even jump in front of the car. So at such a time, there are times they say, hey, my sweet girl, come over, see this sweet. She turns back, and then you are able to carry her and deliver from that emergency. So it's part of what we as leaders also. And when I say we as leaders, don't think I'm talking about directors. All of you are also leaders. All the Esther and the rest of you that came yesterday, there are some people that want to come in now. Are you not their guy? You have been in the system before them, so you have become their guy. So you should know which one to apply, when to apply it. And people at home, we have to ask a question, and I believe that you also we have enjoyed one thing or the other. Any other comments? Is there any other question? Any comments to the gentleman? Huh? Okay, there's none again. So maybe we'll call one of the directors to give us
Mr. Kakiwabalada. Just a book of thanks.
Thank you very much. Wow, what a session. And I believe that we've all learned something, learned certain things, and even we learned some things. I'm sure that if I ask you
Some of you have gone through sessions like this before. So I believe this is also another reminder for us, for those of us that have forgotten certain things, and God will help us. So on behalf of the management and staff of IKEA, I want to express our profound gratitude for your time and all the effort you put into this enlightening health talk that you have delivered here today. God bless you, ma'am. We appreciate you. And we look forward to putting all this into practice so that we can be better persons, live a healthy life, and also improve our productivity. God help you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. On this note, we have come to the end of this session. Thank you very much for coming around to give us this.
Yes, for those of us that we will take it here. Those that are jobs, all in one.
All right, thank you very much, everyone, for coming around. ICT, we appreciate you today.
Hey, thank you so much. You remember us today.
Thank you. Yeah, we'll take it. The back of
Bye bye. No, like what you know.